Is it recording? And these are just some questions that have come up. They're kind of the most asked questions. I get them a lot, whether it's in an email, whether it's in a comment, whether it's in a message on Facebook, whatever it is. These end up being the most asked questions. Now, aside obviously from what paint do you use, which obviously for most of the artwork, just the artwork around here, we do use Createx. Lately, I have been using their sealers a lot for a lot of primer-esque type stuff, like this base coat kind of thing. And I do like their new 4053 high gloss. I've been using that on a few smaller type projects, the 3D printed projects, and some other handheld type of things. It holds up pretty good. So obviously that's question number one. Question number two, always, what airbrush do you use? And the answer is all of them. All right. Everybody always like, which one is the best? Which one is, it's all going to come down to personal preference. I like them all. When I do the reviews and when I talk about an airbrush, everybody always takes it as, oh, you just hate that brand, or you're just being really biased and stuff. And it's just, all I'm doing is speaking from my personal experience. Now, your experience may vary. Maybe you get a nicer airbrush than the one I received. Maybe the one I got is defective. Maybe the one you get is going to be defective. So maybe you're not happy with your experience, but I'm happy with my experience. It's all going to vary, right, from person to person. All I can do is talk from my experience and what I see and what happens when I use an airbrush. And that's just me being honest. I just show what it is, and I use it. And if it works good, I say it works good. If it doesn't work good, I point out the things that maybe could be improved. And the reason I do that is so that they can be improved. A company, all companies, even mine, right, with the stencils here, I take feedback pretty seriously. So like, we sell our stencils like this, right? And they used to just be clear. And over the time, we looked up different ways of improving on them. And the one thing I really like now is the paper side, right? So now they come, and it's still the 6mm Mylar. But it now has a paper backing on it, right? So one side's the shiny Mylar, one side's the paper. And I'm always looking for ways to improve it. And I really like the paper backing for spraying on. It's like semi-absorbent, so it kind of works good. I've had people just tell me that the edges need a little bit more fine. So I've been refining my stencils as I go. And the same thing is for any airbrush company, right? So if you point out the stuff that's maybe not so great, they can work on and improve those things. And we will be continuing the airbrush reviews here soon. So if you're interested in those, keep an eye out, more are coming. And again, it's all just from my experience. So, I use all the airbrushes. I try to be fair to all of them. Here on my rack, this is like my airbrushes I use just about every day. And I have every single brand on here. I use Badgers for my t-shirts over here on my t-shirt setup. So that's just kind of how it is. I use all the brands. I'm not biased to one brand or the other. But as a good starting reference, if you just want a good quality airbrush that's gonna last you, you're gonna be able to find parts, and it's just a good airbrush as a base, I would just recommend like an Iwata Eclipse or an Iwata Revolution. Mainly, again, because the parts availability is really good, and you can just find them, and they're kind of expensive, but they're not on the steep end where you're going to be investing hundreds of dollars on something that you're not sure if you're going to use it all that much. So yeah, take that as you may. I like all the airbrushes. If it sprays paint, I'm going to use it. That's how it is. Another question that always pops up is, how do you make money airbrushing? So I'm going to separate this into two different parts, right? Because nowadays I have the YouTube channel, and we have the airbrushing on a separate side. And I would like to separate those because Making money airbrushing is separate than making money YouTubing, right? It's possible to kind of intertwine them a little bit, but only a little bit. So the way, again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I've done, my experience, and what I've gone through. And from my experience, you can, the easiest way to put it is to sell your paintings, right? If you paint something, sell it. That's the simplest way to put it. In a more kind of detailed explanation is to make yourself visible, be fast, be good, and be charismatic, right? So you gotta make it fun. You gotta put yourself out there. So I've always talked about maybe setting up at events, setting up at your fair, setting up at your local market, anywhere you could find a place to set up your little compressor. And even if it's just spraying on little canvases, spraying on hats, stuff like that, it can add up to people knowing who you are. And if you have business cards available and stuff like that, it will in the long run pay off. So that's literally how I make money airbrushing. I do, right now we do events. We haven't done the markets, we haven't done the fairs or anything like that. I do regularly, t-shirts come in just about 2 or 3 a week. And then that goes to the other side, because that's traditionally how I've made money airbrushing since before YouTube, since before social media, all of that. It was just been painting for people for money at events, you know, running a business separate from YouTube, having nothing to do with videos or anything like that. Then when we talk about how does the YouTube channel make money, well, obviously through views. But honestly, the biggest way we make money is through these right now, right? So if you're interested in some high quality stencils, and you do want to help support the channel, head on over to mikesbrush.com, order yourself some stencils. And that's literally what's helping to pay for all of this. Now, Createx has been really graceful to help us with, they've been amazing supporter of the channel, obviously providing all this paint. Some of it is paint that I've purchased after I ran out of whatever they sent me. I've just been buying. But generally, they've been really big supporter of the channel. But everything else, the airbrushes, supplies, materials, all this other stuff, including the cameras, right? The microphones, the lights, everything like that. It all costs money. And I'm not a rich man, so in order to provide you guys better videos, more editing time, all that kind of stuff, that's where that comes in. And the way the channel makes money is through you guys, right? All your guys' support. And again, it's why I always say, like, I really appreciate your guys' support. I really, really, really appreciate all you guys' support, more than anything. So even if you just watch the videos, it goes a long way, right? So if everybody watched the videos, it would be amazing. If everybody dropped a like, a comment on any of the videos, it helps a lot drive the channel. So, but yeah, the main way the channel makes money right now is through the stencils. We don't make a whole lot of money on views, and that's just me being honest. We don't, like, the reason we can't upgrade equipment really fast is because the channel honestly doesn't make all that much money. And that's just being honest. I make more money airbrushing and, you know, doing my job and working as an airbrush artist than the channel makes, you know, being a channel and having the merchandise and all that. This still supersedes this. And that's just how it is for now. In the future, it would be awesome if this, you know, superseded that. But I don't, you know, I'm not putting my eggs all into one basket. I'm trying to manage both things at once. And until that happens, I'm gonna keep doing this because I enjoy this and this is what we wanna do. And honestly, even if this superseded that, there would still be time for this, like doing events and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun and it keeps your your trigger finger good, you know? So yeah, that's how we make money. Sell your paintings, get out there, sell shirts, sell paintings, whatever it is, you know, do your best. And that's all I've always tried to do. And then when it came down to the social media, YouTube, which is really just YouTube, because we don't make money off Facebook, Instagram, whatever, anything else. We only make money on YouTube. And the YouTube has provided us with the opportunity to sell merchandise. And that's literally how we make money. Again, we ain't making thousands of dollars a month. So we ain't getting super rich. We ain't making that kind of money. But we are making money to where we could progressively upgrade the equipment around here. And the space, obviously you guys have seen me get a heater. We have air conditioning so we could keep the show going, keep the videos coming year round, nonstop. And that's where we're at. Now we can support and maintain the channel without ever stopping year round, which is where I've wanted to be lately in the past. Well, not lately, but in the past, you know, it wasn't always like that. It was, you know, I had to take some of this money to provide over here. But now this is pretty self-sustaining. So at least we're at that point. Anyway, hopefully that helps you guys out if you're interested in how you make money airbrushing. You know, get out there, sell your paintings, build a name for yourself, and then after you've done this, then I would recommend doing some of this, promoting it using this, and that's what I've done. So if you understand that, you know, there you go. So another question that always comes up is always, like, I've explained this a lot, but you know, it's how long have you been airbrushing? And it's literally, I've been airbrushing shirts since I was 14. I turned 35 or 36 this year, right? 36. So it's been that long that I've been airbrushing shirts. And you know, I picked up other various things along the way. So, you know, hopefully that helps you out. A lot of people ask as well is, how did the channel come to be? So the channel was started in Houston. So at the time I was working at the Airbrush store down with Sleek in Houston. We started the channel as kind of a gag gig. You know, we were just showing little gags around the shop. We did have time lapses of some like shirts we'd done and stuff like that. And I honestly wish I would have left those videos up, you know, so that you guys could go back and enjoy those. But when I moved away from Houston and back to Colorado, I did not have a way to actually compensate those guys for their time in the videos and stuff. And that's something that I was doing when I was there. You know, I was making sure to give little Chris, you know, and we all kind of like partook in what little money the channel brought in. But I just, you know, I made sure to take care of everybody, and I had no way of doing that being over here, and it just felt wrong to be absorbing that money when it, you know, it wasn't all mine, basically. That's the way I felt. So I deleted those videos, but that's how the channel got started. And then I just ended up continuing it when I moved here, kept uploading airbrush videos. Some of them have been poor quality, so some of them are locked away and or just plain deleted. But they've been redone, right? So like the how to airbrush a shirt video, there's 2 of them I have up right now, but there was at one point a third, and there was a 4th, I guess, that kind of showed, but it wasn't labeled the how to airbrush a shirt video. But I've been just updating them and deleting them over time because I don't feel like it's, if I have a new one and everybody seeing that new one, the old one's really not getting views anyway. And there's no reason for it to be there when all the information is updated and current to new times. So nowadays, you know, I do recommend using a projector, a digital projector, stuff like that. And when I made the original video, digital projectors didn't exist. Cell phones didn't really exist in the capacity they do now anyway. They did exist, they just didn't have the functionality they have now. So just updating videos, and stuff like that over time. But the origination, the creation of the channel happened in Houston. It was kind of just to show the stuff that happened around the shop. It was meant to be more of a TV show-esque channel. You know, I had a lot of time. I was young, you know, and I had a lot of time. I was in my early 20s, and so I wasn't married. I did, you know, I was free to do whatever I wanted. Like I didn't have any commitments anywhere or anything like that. So I was, you know, I spent a lot of time editing the videos, putting them together, and they did, you know, have a lot going on per video. So like I said, I do wish I would have left those videos up because they were a lot of fun. And some of you that have been here from those times do remember those videos, and yeah. So that's where the channel got started. A lot of people ask too, is the Skull Squad, you know, what is the Skull Squad and how do I join? Well, first off, you can join down below. If you scroll down below this video, there's a little link that says join. You can join up there. It's fairly inexpensive. You do get some access to some videos that are locked away, just like I was talking about earlier. And you get access to just some other type stuff. Nothing too major. It's kind of cheap, and it's just a way, again, of supporting this channel, and we could bring you more and better videos like this. How I chose the name, a lot of people, what does it mean? Why the Skull Squad, right? So it's a little bit of a jab. If you've been here, I've explained this before again, but I'll repeat it because a lot of people, you know, again, it's a question that comes up, and it's kind of a jab at the airbrush industry, right? So I've airbrushed a lot of skulls. I think a lot of airbrush artists have airbrushed a lot of skulls. Not all of us, right? Not everybody out there, but if you start taking in custom work, no doubt the odds are you're gonna get a lot of customers that ask for skulls. And I've talked about this before. Skull this, skull that, skull with fire, skull with flames, skull with pinstripes, skull, you know, it just ends up being skulls, skulls with horns, skulls with fangs, skulls with electricity, you know, like, and there's always an abundance of people asking for skulls. So me, being that I'm teaching you, it's kind of that whole thing. I'm turning you into the Skull Squad because all of you will be painting skulls, no doubt. And for what I've seen from, you know, following you, some of you guys on social media and just in the groups and such, it's still true to today. You pick up an airbrush, you start taking on customers, right? Not if you're just painting as a hobby. If you're just painting at home what you want, that's fine. But as soon as you start taking in custom work, like people coming to you and telling you what they want, right? You're gonna end up painting a lot of skulls. There's no way around it. It's gonna happen. Skulls, sexy girls, and textures and stuff like that. I mean, it goes like, those are the top of the list. Skulls, like fire skulls, sexy girls, and flames, you know, those like airbrush, but you know, and it's kind of a jab at the industry because it's like the airbrush is so much versatile than that, right? So even though we're called the Skull Squad, I do show a lot of videos where what we're painting is not a skull. You know, we paint whales, we paint sharks, we paint, you know, girls, scenery, and different kinds of things, right? I know I said girls, but we don't paint them sexified. You know, we just do their faces like nice. You know, we try to go and stay away from the traditional type things because you're gonna do that anyway, right? People are gonna paint skulls anyway on their own time. There's lots of other tutorials showing skulls. There's lots of other tutorials showing whatever. There ain't that many tutorials that show you how to airbrush a scorpion. There ain't that many that show you how to airbrush, you know, a shark. So that's the whole point, is that even though, yes, technically you will be painting skulls, there is no way around it. If you want to make money, you're going to paint some skulls. And I've never said no to some skulls because they're fun to paint. I like skulls, but at the same time, it is a little bit of a jab. Like we can do more than that, you know, and I've shown that, and you guys have seen that, and I've seen some of you guys that do paint as hobbyists and stuff like that. You guys are producing some of the stuff that I like to see, you know, which is, oh, I used the airbrush to create this cool painting that is not as cool. And those are the two, like, thumbs up to those. So yeah, that's how the Skull Squad got its name. And yeah, the Skull Squad is just a way of supporting the channel. It's, I think, $2. We have it set to $2 or $1 a month, something like that. And you get a little skull next to your name. And like I've said, just joining up for the Skull Squad will add up to more than the views would ever produce, right? Because we don't make that much money on ad revenue. Some people think, oh, you're getting rich off, and it's just like, bro, I wish I was getting rich. I really wish I was getting rich. So, all right, one last question that a lot of people will ask, and I've kind of answered this before, and you know, it just keeps popping up. What's your favorite thing to airbrush, right? What is your favorite thing? What do you enjoy painting the most? And I just never pinpoint it to anything, because I've kind of said this, but I'm just happy painting, right? If I have the airbrush in my hand, if I'm just laying down anything, if I'm just laying down some paint, I'm happy. It's a good day. If you're painting, right, there's nothing to complain about. So that's kind of where I've been at with that. And I still feel that way. Like I like the versatility of an airbrush. Like, yes, you can do shirts. Yes, you can do shoes. Yes, you can do walls. Yes, you could do a canvas. Yes, you could do like 3D printed models. You could lay base coats. You can lay primer. You can do whatever you want in this one little tool that's so versatile. And so I'm just happy any day that I'm painting. And that's just how that goes. I'm super happy anytime I just get to pick up an airbrush. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a small little project or a big, huge project. It could be a vehicle or a pair of shoes. To me, it's just like, you know, I get to paint and make some money, and it's a good day. So, you know, for all my customers and all the people out there, it's just like, I appreciate you, and I'm just happy to be painting them, pretty much. Anyway, guys, I'll get out of your guys' hair. That's all I wanted to answer. If you got more questions, if you want to see some different answers, if I maybe didn't answer your question in this video, post it down below in the comments. I'll be making another video soon, hopefully addressing some more of those questions. I know all I did was talk today. Hopefully you like my voice and can put up with my silly face. And yeah, thank you guys again all for watching. Thank you guys again for all the support over the whole lifespan of the channel, right? Like, thank you guys. It's not just for watching this video, but watching all the videos. As always, if you want to support the channel, head over to mikesbrush.com. Ordering anything off that site helps the channel directly more than, you know, anything else. If, you know, you just want to help a little bit, go ahead and join the Skull Squad. It's pretty cheap. But again, your support, even just liking, commenting, and watching the videos is more than enough. So again, thank you guys all for that. And yeah, that's it. I'll get out of here. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Later, everybody.